Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into a fascinating yet chilling topic, the year 536. You might think that 2023 has its challenges, but trust me, there's a year that makes our current issues look like a walk in the park. Stay tuned as we delve into the history of the year 536 and uncover why it's considered one of the darkest years in human history. Now, before we get into the details, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more captivating historical content. Alright, let's jump right in. The first one is the year 536, a dark introduction. In 536 AD, much of the world went dark for a full 18 months, as a mysterious fog rolled over Europe, the Middle East, and parts of Asia. The fog blocked the sun during the day, causing temperatures to drop, crops to fail and people to die. It was, you might say, the literal Dark Age. The majestic Hagia Sophia Cathedral was built in the Byzantine Empire, and Justinian the Great brought peace after years of war. Yang Jian united the empire in China after centuries of fragmentation and internal conflict. He established the Sui dynasty and brought riches to a new age. Pope Gregory also secured the city's freedom in Rome by mediating a deal for peace. Nevertheless, despite all these outstanding accomplishments, the year 536 AD stands out as a sobering reminder of the frailty of human existence. Many historians believe that this year ranks among the worst in all human history. 536 AD was a year marked by gloom, hopelessness, and unimaginable sorrow. Why is the year 536 AD regarded as the worst ever to have lived? Let's examine this in more detail. The second one is the historical importance of the year 536 AD. In 536 AD, a fog suddenly descended upon the planet, covering the Middle East, Europe, and portions of Asia in darkness and unseasonably cold temperatures. In China, the winters were so chilly that summertime snowfall was common. Its appearance was mysterious, and it was also completely dark for a full 18 months. The strange environment of 536 AD was characterized by Procopius, a Roman Byzantine historian at the time, as one without any sun, almost as if the sun were permanently locked in a black eclipse. Cassiodorus, a different Roman statesman, claimed that the sun's beams were dim and bluish in hue. You were unable to see your own shadow, not even in the brightness of the day. As you can expect, this strange occurrence not only caused a generalized fear of a future apocalypse but also made it very challenging to raise crops. This resulted in severe sickness, starvation, and many fatalities. For instance, due to the unexpected and abrupt change in temperature, Rome's population fell by about 50%. The fact that the reason for this peculiar, dark age of 536 AD was unknown only made matters worse. But in the 1990s, scientists started examining tree rings from Ireland. They learned that in 536 AD, it did get quite cold in some parts of Europe and Asia. In some places, the temperature dropped by up to 35 to 37 degrees Fahrenheit from the average. In addition, researchers from the University of Maine's Climate Change Institute examined ice from a Swiss glacier under the direction of Michael McCormick and Paul Majewski. They found proof of a significant volcanic eruption in Iceland. The worst period to be alive appears to have been caused by this eruption in 536 AD. The third one is understanding the challenges of 536 AD, the beginning of the Dark Age. Massive amounts of ash and sulfur dioxide were released into the atmosphere during the 536 AD volcanic eruption in Iceland, and potentially subsequent eruptions in North America. The sun's rays were obstructed by this deadly mixture of gas and ash, which resulted in a worldwide cooling of temperatures. Less heat reaches the Earth's surface when there are sulfuric droplets in the air because they reflect the sun's rays out into space. A volcanic eruption like this can unfortunately have long-lasting impacts on the planet's population, often in dramatic and devastating ways. Fourth one is investigating the serious environmental changes and their effects. At least 18 months went by during the volcanic winter that started in 536 AD. The sun was obscured by the ash and sulfur dioxide in the air, which led to extreme temperature drops and what felt like an endless winter throughout most of the world. For instance, the northern hemisphere experienced a 37-degree Fahrenheit reduction in temperature. In a matter of seconds, you could shift from wearing your heaviest winter jacket to a sunny beach day. In Europe, harvests failed, animals died, and snow fell in China during the summer. These events led to widespread starvation. Even in the mightiest empires, starvation and drought killed communities in the Middle East. 2 further volcanic explosions, one in 540 and the other in 547, rocked the Earth immediately after the devastating Iceland catastrophe. The Late Antique Little Ice Age is the name given to this period by researchers. They contend that it was a major contributing factor in Europe's subsequent 100 years of decline and death. Fifth, the most important point is assessing the impacts of the crisis, social and economic effects. The first effect was disease and hunger, as evidenced by the year 536 AD. Even minor alterations to our environment can have significant repercussions. In many regions of the world, crops began to fail as the temperatures fell. People were emaciated and prone to sickness and starvation because of food shortages and famine. The Justinian plague, the start of the infamous plagues in Europe, had one of the worst effects. Between 541 and 549 AD, this horrific incident killed 50 million people. Due to the abrupt climatic changes, Europeans were already vulnerable and had few resources. Therefore, throughout Roman Egypt, the Mediterranean basin, Europe, and the Near East, the Justinian plague spread extremely quickly. It struck the Byzantine and Sasanian empires hard, especially in Constantinople, where it killed between 1/3 and half of the city's populace. Unfortunately, there was still a lot of work to do. The last one is political disputation. It was the worst period to be alive because of social unrest and governmental instability brought on by crop failures and famines in 536 AD. Because they lacked the resources to provide for their population, certain cultures fell apart. To make matters worse, because of the colder temperatures, mosquitoes and other disease-carrying insects thrived in places where they normally wouldn't. In areas that were not at all prepared for them, this caused diseases to spread even more. As a result, everything had a very bad effect on the economy that persisted for many years. For instance, when food was growing limited, numerous tribes decided to travel eastward into China, perhaps in quest of better grazing areas. Conflicts arose with the existing authorities in northern China as a result, though. The steppe peoples eventually joined forces with the Eastern Romans to overthrow the Sasanian Empire in Persia. The massive death toll brought on by famine, extreme cold, and the Justinian plague all played a part in the final fall of the Roman Empire. According to some historians, these elements may have also contributed to the demise of the Sassanid Empire, the Gupta Empire, or perhaps Teotihuacan in Mexico. The sixth point is lessons from history. The worst year to have been alive was 536 AD, yet it also demonstrated the tremendous resiliency of human societies. Many people managed to survive and rebuild in the face of great adversity. But it's crucial to understand that resilience also involves adjusting to change and thriving amid uncertainty. It's not simply about overcoming hardship. To do this, we must cultivate strong local communities that can assist one another during periods of difficulty. We can also spend money on innovation and education. We can make sure that our societies continue to be flexible and adaptive by ensuring that people have the information and skills necessary to prosper in a constantly changing environment. One of the most amazing aspects of 536 AD is how people from all over the world were impacted by a single calamity. This serves as a potent reminder of how deeply intertwined everything in our world is. We cannot resolve the enormous problems we face, including those related to global issues like climate change, on our own. To uncover answers and act, the entire world needs to cooperate. This implies that we must also acknowledge our significant contribution to the development of a sustainable future for our planet and its inhabitants. Addressing environmental issues and cooperating to build a society where everyone has access to fundamental human rights like food, shelter, and healthcare are both crucial. The year 536 serves as a poignant reminder of the delicate balance of our planet's ecosystem. It shows how interconnected everything is and how even a single natural event can trigger a chain reaction of catastrophic consequences. Understanding history's lessons can help us appreciate the fragility of our world and the importance of environmental stewardship. The last one we will be going to compare with the year 2023. Now, coming back to our own time, it's important to acknowledge that while 2023 might have its challenges, we're equipped with the knowledge, technology, and resources to face them. The lessons learned from the past can guide us in making informed decisions to mitigate the impact of various challenges. In conclusion, we can say that the story of the year 536 is a year that stands as a stark reminder of the unpredictable nature of our world. So, the next time you find yourself complaining about the difficulties of today, just remember that there are years in history that would make our current troubles seem quite manageable. If you find this video informative, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. If you're interested in more captivating historical content, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Stay curious and stay informed.